All right, troops, how's it going? Um, it's been a while. In fact, it's been more than a while. It's been a number of months since I've posted any content. Reason being, I have just been exceptionally busy. I firstly want to say thank you to everyone who's subscribed. We're at 49 subscribers. One more, and I can post lives, which I mean, it probably is a lot easier than me having to record a video, then upload it, do a little bit of, let's be fair, quite average editing, but there was a comedic element there. But no, we this wasn't ever supposed to get to 50 subscribers. It was just a way that I could talk about watches, and some people might engage with that. But to have 49 people actively saying you want to hear more from me is amazing. I've got people commenting, I've got people being really positive. So, firstly, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has watched. No pun intended. But it's amazing to know that we've got a little community that want to hear me talk about my watches, and that's what we're going to do today. Is we are going to talk about my watch collection to date. Now, since the last video, in which I reviewed a variety of, let's be fair, terrible AliExpress watches, a lot has changed. And the reason a lot has changed is because I've not actually got enough space to store all the watches that I want to use. For long and short, I'm having to get rid of quite a few watches and streamline the collection because I'm having a baby. Well, I'm not having a baby. My wife is having a baby. We're having a baby in February 26. So, naturally, I am losing my office where I film these videos. Very little that you sort of need. You can see I work in this office. We've got the Irn-Bru lights there, various bits and pieces. And very slowly, this is all sadly going to have to be moved to make space for a baby. So I'm also clearing out the watches, and I'm going to be putting some of them on sale. But I thought for a video today, I haven't got anything to review, but I've had loads of new watches come in and old watches go. So I thought I'd just give you a who's who and what's what of everything that I'm up to at the moment in terms of my watch collection, so that you can see where I'm up to. Some I'm really excited about because you might not have seen them. The first three we're going to talk about are my top tier favourites. So these are the three watches that I wear on the daily. And the first one is one you've never seen. This is an Aviator. So I realise looking back through my videos, I don't give a proper view of the watches. So we're going to take a look at this. So this one was bought in Whitby, which is a seaside town in England, in the Yorkshire. I bought this for £59. Now, it was supposed to be £59. I actually only got charged £50 at the till, and I got a free fossil. You had to be there to feel the joy. I bought this because, without giving too much away, we had a little bit of a complication with our aforementioned baby. On the day that we found out that it was all okay, I went and bought this watch. This watch was a sort of a present to myself that I'd seen it in a shop. I'd always wanted to get a watch in anyway. I saw this and I thought, I'm in such a good mood, naturally, through being given good news that everything's fine with the pregnancy, that I would treat myself. So I bought this. Now, it is strikingly very pretty. It gives almost Breitling vibes, but I don't know if it's a legitimate one. Now, the reason for that is on the back, it says, Aviator Traveller Collection. There's me. It's got that CE mark, which I always tend to try and steer clear of on a watch because it means that it just looks cheap. Now, I don't know if it's a legitimate aviator. I don't know why someone would look to forge one of these, but I really like it. And that's why I bought it. I really like it, and it was within budget, and I wear this quite a lot. I really like this. The only downside is the strap is it's quite thick up here, and because it's quite thick, you can't get this out to replace it. Now, I will eventually replace it with something, but for the moment, I actually really like the black strap anyway, and it has got, of course, the little logo there. So for a starter, that is probably worn once a week. Next one. Oh, so the Mini Focus. Now, we've done a video on this. This has appeared on one of the videos before when I got a huge haul of watches. I can't remember if I ever posted that, actually. It's been such a long time. Anyway, this is my favourite daily beater. This is the one I will wear once, if not twice a week. If I go away on holiday or something, I wear it. It's orange and blue. It is from Mini Focus. It is a Mini Focus MF0426G. I love it. It clicks. It's got chronograph features. I love it. Now, I know you're probably thinking it looks very familiar because it's clearly an homage to something else, but I don't care. I really bloody like this one. This is just such a nice watch. If I had to design a watch, and I said this when I did it, it's got orange and blue. It's got orange and it's got blue and orange stitching and little orange bits. I bloody love this one. And if I had to wear a watch every day for the rest of my life, I would wear this one. And finally, my favourite collection is this. Now, this is my grandfather's Citizen Eco Drive. Now, sadly, he's no longer with us, and this was passed down to me. And this is pretty much the watch that got me quite interested in chronographs. And, you know, being an Eco Drive, I just leave it on a shelf. It will never run out of battery. It's a little tight, but I don't want to replace the strap. This was his watch. He died with this in his collection. He had a number of watches he used over the years. He was one of those guys that would wear a watch to the end, then replace it and wear this for another 5 years or so. So he never had, like I have, a collection on rotation. But this was the one I always associated with him. It's very scratched, and I have no interest in restoring that. That is his memory in a watch. And usually if I have quite an important event I want to go to, I like to wear this watch because it makes me feel like he is with me. And that's kind of, you know, I know a lot of people talk about watches that you can buy that are for a memory. This is the memory of the watch that I got the best news in the world that my baby was going to be okay. I will always associate this watch with that happy feeling. This watch will always be associated with my granddad. So having it in its original condition is a constant reminder of him. So these are the three absolute favourites. Now, let's move on to something I'm actually very excited about. Now, I bought this, and it is a watch case. And when you open it, it lights up. And it's full of secondas. Now, we've done a video on these. These still get worn. These are still fantastic watches. If you want to increase your watch collection, buy a seconder. Just get any single one you want. This one, I love it because it looks very Breitling-esque. I've managed to put a really nice leather strap that's sort of curved. You see that on the camera. This one is very comfortable. I could wear this for 4 or 5 days and not realise it was on the wrist. Obviously, you've still got the yellow one with the green strap. you've still got the green one with the green strap, and you've still got the black one with the black strap. Absolutely love them. I think anybody who poo-poos a sock Honda, they just need to get in the bin. And a side note as well, it's got a little space, so I don't actually wear my wedding ring around the house. I do a lot of cooking and things, and I don't particularly like having it on there because I've just never grown up prior to being married wearing a wedding ring. So I keep them in there, and every day I wear it for work. So that's my first watch box, which you've seen before, so we don't have to go through old history. But we can now have a go for a new watch box. Now, as you might be aware, I'm a sucker for a rotary. And I now have a rotary watch box. And let me tell you, it's not actually as good as I hoped it would be. And I'll tell you the reason why. Firstly, you open it. And you open it up, and it will fall shut. It has no ability to stay open. I think this is quite an old box that someone has kept, not used, and ultimately now the leather refuses to stay open. But that's fine. So going from left to right, we have my Rotary Mécanique. So it's a lovely skeleton watch. No chronograph features. It has got a clear back. Absolutely gorgeous. I got this off Vinted, and I think I paid about £35 for it. And I was terrified I'd been scammed. So I filmed myself unboxing the package. But no, I love that. That's one I will wear. I've worn that at a couple of work, rather high up functions, because it is a lovely conversation piece. I've obviously got the rotary. That was my first ever one I got. This came from a Job Lot of Watches. It was missing the back. I contacted Rotary, got the back and some screws as well. One of the screws is broken off into the hole, so there's no retrieving that, but the three others hold it there, and I don't ever go swimming. The battery has stopped on this. It's been a while since I've worn it, so I'm going to have to get that replaced. It's one of those things now, because you've got so many watches, you end up seeing the battery go on it and you think, oh, well, I'll get around to fixing that, and you just sadly never do. So that needs to be done. Another one as well that needs battery replacing is this rotary. Now, this was one that I again bought on Vinted. I think I only paid about £30 for this, and it's got a wonderful waffle dial. Absolutely gorgeous. And if you can see on the light, that blue hand is so striking. And this is one that I wore for quite a lot, actually, when I first got it. I was quite enamoured. My only downside is it's not as big as I'd have liked it to have been. But when you talk about big, you've got two new rotaries. Now, I have wanted one of these for a very long time. It is huge. Now, there's a little problem with this. The problem is it's scratched to buggery. And I've been trying to get some time to polish this out. And every time I've tried, it's come up a little bit better. The person who owns this prior to me has not taken care of it at all. When it arrived, it had a ratty, horrible strap, and it stank of cigarette smoke. And when I say it stank, I used to be a smoker. I know what that smell is like, and I like the smell of fresh cigarette smoke. This smelled like it had sat on someone's side table in passive smoke for 10 years. Oddly, however, I pushed the crown in and it started up, and I only paid about £10 for this. Now, they told me it didn't work, and it has held time brilliantly. So I think it's never actually been... It's probably had its battery replaced, or the crown's been pulled, and they've just never gotten around... Ooh, got a bit of weird stuff on my thumb there. It's never been put back in. So I'm still polishing it up, and I do like to wear this. I've given it a full clean, and I can assure you now it doesn't smell of cigarette smoke, thankfully. Another rotary that I've picked up, again on Vinted, this one was about £15, is this one. Now, in one of my previous videos, I can't remember the name, but somebody commented on how you can fix this, because their dials are off, and it was on the it's not Tag Heuer Monaco, but the Magea looks like a Tag Heuer Monaco. They told me if you pull the crown out, hold these down, this will jump about, and then you can divvy it back. Now that worked on the rotary, and absolutely fantastic. Doesn't work on this. This one seems to judder, and it won't move beyond it. So there is something in there that's not working. It does still work as a watch, and I will just, pop it out, pop these off, put them back into place, and get that fixed. At the moment, I am one exam away from my full qualification. So when that's done, I will have a lot more time, probably about 3 months before the baby is due. And in that time, I plan to do all my watch maintenance to get them up to scratch before well, let's be fair, we'll have absolutely no time to myself. So that is the rotary collection. And now we're going to move on to my general watch collection of things that aren't too fantastic, but I still like. Now, in this, I've covered a lot of them. So there's the Spirit watch. So covered that in the previous video. Bought that on the days in between my wedding and so we did an after event, and that was bought for £3 and restrapped. We've got the Amimo design. Loved this watch. Still love it. Absolutely rave about it. So much so, I bought another one in blue, but I bought a different strap on it. Oddly, the strap on this one, perfectly fine. The strap that came on this one kept ripping the hairs out my arm. So I've bought another one. And again, it's such a good watch. I wanted it in both colours. That one's slightly off on its time. I don't think I set that one properly. We've obviously got the Pagani design. I actually wore this one today when I went into town. Love it. Absolutely love it. Still trying to always find a way again. If I don't take the mini focus at the back we looked at first on holiday or something, I'll take this because it's just such an easy watch to have on your wrist. It looks great. It does everything you want it to do. And it's just fantastic. Still got the Citizen. Now, this is the Tissot PRX before it was cool, I'd like to think. This is on a Casio bracelet, which I'm eventually going to get replaced. I don't wear this a lot because it's a manual or an automatic watch. You've obviously got to set the date. I usually end up in a rush in the morning. I've worn it maybe once or twice in the last year, so I'm considering maybe getting rid of this. But it's such a nice watch that doesn't owe me anything. And it's quite a rare one to find. I just can't bring myself to sell it. And then another watch that I've been unusually taking was this Thomas Earnshaw. Now, I've wanted a Thomas Earnshaw for quite a while. I like the general way they look. I think they're very pretty things. It's got, again, got a clear back and very much a Bugatti style logo there. So what to say about this one? Well, it's very pretty inside. Twin time dual zone and moon phase. Now, problem with the twin time is what other time do I need to be aware of? I don't have any international business. So I just set it to the same when it comes on. I like wearing this one for more fancy things. On a day-to-day, I just feel it's a bit show-offy for going to the office. There's a lot going on. I think I only paid about £30 for that on Vinted, and it's worth a lot more. I was going to sell it, and then I just thought, actually, for £30, I'm probably still going to buy something else at some point. So I've ended up keeping it. Much to be my watch collection is, I bought it to sell on, and I've now kept it. I'd be terrible if I started adopting animals for fostering, because I'd never get rid of them. I'd just keep them forever. What else have we got in here? So we've got the Prince London. This is lovely watch. So in one of my first ever videos I did, this was reviewed. The other one that it was with actually was it was a Hublot knockoff, and ever since I realised that, it's just never got watch time. I wouldn't want someone to think I've got a knockoff of a Hublot. I don't like the Big Bang, so it's kind of, now I know what that looks like, I've scrapped it, which is a shame. It's going on to be sold, which I'll get on to in a bit. But this one stayed. This one I like. This one was one of the inspirations for affordable watching, because no one really knew anything about it, but I like it. And so it became part of my watch collection. What else? We've got the watch I built, still in use. Again, more special occasions than anything. It's nice. I think it's a lovely watch. My only problem is it's having to, wind it up, set the date. It's just easier with a quartz just to crack on. I don't go to a lot of events at the moment, so this one I tend to just sort of leave in reserve for when I really want to feel quite special. Problem with having a big collection is you've got too many of those in that category. Sorry, have a little drink there. I've not done a video in a while, and it really just takes out the voice. Still got the Casio quartz. They're the only Casio I actually own and use. On the black strap. Haven't worn this one for a while, because this was the watch I was wearing when I got the initial bad news that there was a complication. So not wanting to feel like it's cursed, but on the only time I've actually worn it, I got some very bad news. So I'm kind of waiting for a new time to bring this one back into circulation, but I won't sell it. I like it too much. And finally, we've got the Citizen automatic Super Eagle. So this was my first ever watch I was given by my granddad. Since then, I have replaced the bracelet onto this more suede effect one. The strap was too small. I don't wear this probably as much as I would like to, if ever, purely just because there's such a... The Citizen is a very easy one to just pop on the wrist and go. Again, this one you've got to set the time and the dates, and it's very scratched up. This is more now a bit of a historic piece, and I just sort of keep it in the collection, and I will wear it eventually. But I at the moment, I want to get that glass replaced before I properly start to wear it, just so that, it looks a bit nicer. So that is the collection at the moment. So these are the watches I will wear day to day. Now, I have got some other ones, but they're for sale. Now, these are ones I don't want. Now, these are going on eBay. So the first one is this Slava Russian manual wind. I picked this up to resell it and never actually resold it. I love that dial. It's frustrating the camera's not quite picking up the beauty of it, but this is gorgeous. The only reason I'm selling it is it's not thin, but it's just a bit too small for my wrist. It doesn't feel as big as I want this to be. Now, there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't wear it enough, and because, as I say, I'm now having a baby, I've got to clear some of these boxes down, because I haven't got the room to have all of these watches in. I'm also planning on getting another couple on my sort of desire list, you could call it. And I don't want to be in a position that I have to buy another box to fill around those. I'd rather just get rid of a few to put those in and then keep the collection at a certain number and obviously get rid of bits. So this will be sold on eBay. And regrettably, the most expensive watch I've ever bought, I'm going to be reselling. And it is an Orient Super King. Now, I bought this watch in York when I went to York with a friend. We'd both got bonus from work and I wanted to treat myself. And there's a shop in York, there's antiques, got lovely cabinets filled with watches. And I bought this, I treated myself and I love it. It is a nice watch, but it's a lot of money. I think I paid about £135, 145, bit more than I think is a category for foldable watching. And I like it. It's got a curve this side. It's got sort of angles that side. It's got the little point markers there. The reason I'm selling it is I just don't wear a watch enough. I just don't wear it enough. I've put all this money into it and I just don't wear it enough. And again, it's down to, got to set the dates if I want to wear it. It is a lovely thing. And I've replaced the strap and, happy days. But I think I would do better just with the money. And I'm going to put the money towards, the baby. My grails are coming out of my own money. I think with this, I could probably put it towards the baby or put it aside for a rainy day if we need the washing machine breaking. It's just not doing me anything being here, which is a shame. But I've worn it a couple of times. I got my joy, and I suppose it's owning it, using it, realizing actually could probably go to something better, and then getting rid. The final thing I'm selling was something I got from a charity shop. Now, this is a Fossil. Now, I've historically never been that fussed by Fossil, but I paid $4.99 for this. And oh my God, I thought I'd hit the bloody grail. However, it doesn't work. I've replaced the battery. Now you're saying, hang on a sec, Mr. Affordable Watching, who won't be giving his name out on the internet. That doesn't say it's a quartz movement. Those are cogs, and yes, they are. However, this movement has this rotor that you can move, and it will, start ticking for the seconds hand. The actual clock, the watch, is battery powered. And the battery that I've replaced it with, I had to pay money to get new batteries. It doesn't work. So it's going on eBay. But I paid $4.99. I'll probably get maybe £20-30 spares and repairs. So I'll make my money back on it. It's kind of sat in a drawer for a bit, to be honest with you. Right, final watches. I'm just going to grab them. Here we go. So these are the ones that are no longer in the rotation that you will have seen in previous videos. The first one being this, the Migir. Why don't I wear it now? It looks too much like a Tag Heuer Monaco and it feels like a knockoff. So I'll take the strap off, keep that for something else, but the watch is going. Probably going to go on an eBay job lot. Secondly, a Seiko. A Seiko Crystal 25 Jewel, and you're going, hang on a sec, that looks a bit Orient. It is. So I got scammed at a car boot sale. I paid £20 for this. Should have bloody checked it on Google Images, but I wasn't getting any signal. This is just a cheap, generic manual wind movement. Someone has taken a green dial. Whether it's original Seiko, I don't know. But the 3-star, that's from Orient. It's a Franken watch, and sadly, I don't, as I've mentioned in the watch I built previously, if it isn't actually a Seiko, I'm not fussed about wearing it because I don't want to have a Seiko that's not a Seiko, because I don't particularly think Seiko is the greatest of brands to want to rip off. So rather than deal with the eternal dilemma of do I like it or not, it's just been relegated. There is the green Naviforce with all of the plastic bits in it. Never actually have ever worn this. Don't like it. Too tacky. And yeah, plastic bits. Never even made it onto the wrist. So that's just been thrown aside. The Naviforce. Oh, I remember the excitement doing this video. I loved this. But it is an identical knockoff of an AV8 watch. And I mean identical. They've not done anything different. If I'm honest, I will probably buy the AV8 version. That is on the Grails list. I really like that. But I don't particularly want to wear this because it's like the Tag Heuer Monaco. Too much of a rip-off for me to consciously think about wearing. Next one. This Naviforce. Oh, sorry, Mini Focus. Why don't I wear this one? I just don't like it. I have changed my mind. The metallic-y blue feels and looks cheap. I don't particularly now enjoy the look of it. I don't. It's orange and blue, but it's not an orange and blue I like because it's silicon. So, relegated it off. What else have we got here? Oh, the Yarriger. Oh, the Yarriger. So I never actually even worked out, despite research, what all the numbers mean. I didn't like the chronography effects. Obviously, you can chop that between what is supposed to be dates, but they're just numbers. It just was crap. I just didn't like this eventually. Ended up taking the strap off, put the strap on something else, never bothered restrapping it. Realised it looked way too shiny for my liking. And so it's been relegated. So again, that's going to go get sold. What else have we got here? The Onola. Quite self-explanatory why we don't wear this. Absolutely flipping horrible. So away that went. We've got here the Naviforce. Oh, this was the Naviforce that looked... I raved about this when I got it. And then I've got too many other watches that look too similar. And started to then look at it and go, ugh. Didn't like you, actually. It's amazing how things change after a while. You'll rave about them and then eventually go, ugh. One of the downsides was this sort of banding here. Metal makes it look like it should be on a metal bracelet, which it didn't come on. I don't particularly want to put this on a metal bracelet. I don't particularly want to wear it. So it's been relegated. What else have we got? We've got there we go, the Big Bang knockoff Prince London. Dial-wise, very pretty. But shape-wise, yeah, just not having it. So that got pied off. We've got the this one, the Naviforce. Didn't like it because there's too many plasticky bits in the middle. Started to realise it looks cheap. The little screws just didn't... The more I looked at this, I thought, actually, you're just a sports watch. You're not a nice watch. Here we go. We're coming to the last few. So we've got the... what's this? The Onola. Hated this. Black, shiny, plasticky looking. awful little thing. Never made it onto the wrist. Tried to put it on a different strap to see if that would work. I still like the dial, but I think the name just... I mean, it's a pretty dial. And it's really frustrating that a dial in this bezel has to have that name and that horrible case on it. And finally, we've got the Shinobi. I liked this. I really liked this when I first took it out. But I can only see knob written on the dial. It's really frustrating. But I can only see knob. And it might come back into circulation. It got taken off because I needed the strap for something else. And I didn't particularly grow enamoured with it, but you know, for a beta it is pretty good. It's pretty, you've just got to get over the name. Case wise, not too bad. Bezel doesn't click, but I've never found a reason to put it back in circulation. And so that's it. That's where we're up to with watches. Obviously we talked about the Prestige collection, the Rotary collection, the Seconda collection, the Selling collection, the Bindoff collection, and everything else in between. Will I be doing more videos in the future? Yes, I will. I just don't get a lot of time to do them. My wife still doesn't know about this channel, so it's all on times when she's not in the house. And to be fair, most men do some probably sordid little things when their wives are not in the house. I just like to talk into a camera about watches. In the future, I will be buying some more watches, as I mentioned, my Grail pieces, which I'll do videos on when they come up, but they're not urgent. You know, they will be treats when they come up. I put money aside to sort of save for going out and doing stuff, and if I can sell these, I might get about £30 or £40 for this one. I'm probably going to get about 120 for this. Won't probably get what I paid for it, but that's fine. And maybe £20-30 for this. So these will probably get sold. And as I say, I'll put some of that money towards something else that I want. Sitrep, it's another Rotary, but that's fine. There's other bits I want as well. But I'm not in a desperate rush. I don't want to make videos for the sake of it. I kind of just want to sort of bring videos up when I feel I'm able to. And you know, I think this is the joy of affordable watching. Some of you might be quite happy to see that I've bought new pieces that you like. You might be upset that in this horrible pile here there were bits you liked in previous videos. But I suppose that's part of being a human being, is you like something maybe on a Monday, and by the next Sunday you don't like it anymore. It's just how life is. But no, I'll call it here now. But thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me on this journey of love and appreciation of watches. Again, I really value that people are interested and give really nice feedback. I get really excited when that little notification bell pops up on my phone and someone has left me a nice comment. And you know, the subscriber count was never supposed to be more than 0, but we are at 49. One more and I can do shorts and lives and all that, because I will be a proper YouTuber. But no, thank you very much. Drop me a subscribe, pop me a like, pop a comment down below. What's your favourite watch? What do you like? What don't you like? Tell me. I genuinely actually do want to hear. But no, thank you very much for watching, and good night.